A big thank you to our sponsor, iFixit, who fights for your right to repair and makes really cool tools in the process. If you need to fix your phone, laptop, or even a vacuum, iFixit has thousands of parts, tools, and free guides.
Mercury, Mercury Stardust. She's a beacon of hope in the darkest night. Mercury, Mercury Stardust. She'll teach you how to make it all alright.
Hey there, hi, my name is Mercury, and I'm the trans Handy Ma'am. My pronouns are she, her, and I teach compassionate DIY. We're here to help renters, LGBTQIA members, and anyone who's feeling left out in the DIY space. Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Handy Ma'am Hotline. I'm so excited to have you here today. And as always, I have my wonderful co-host, Maggie Conrad.
Hello.
Everybody, I hope that you are having a good time. Maggie, are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having the best time. When I walked in this morning, Maggie looked at what I was wearing and said, "Oh my God, you look like a me." I'm very much like I'm really sporting like a Target mom like outfit right
you got,
now.
your pretty linen flowy clothes on.
Yeah, my boobs are out there flying right now. But all that being said, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, we are going to answer 5 DIY questions from the audience that has called in or written in. And here's the thing. I have heard none of these before. And Maggie, have you heard any of these before?
No.
Neither of us have heard any of these questions before. So we're going to be going in without any concept what we're going to be answering. And we're going to do the best we can. We are answering these on the fly by the seat of our pants, okay? Maggie, without further ado, do you want to get the first question of the day?
Let's do it.
Let's go!
We have a question from Lauren. She is a single mama. She has a storm door off my garage that constantly gets caught in the wind, even if it's completely closed. I live in Missouri, unfortunately, and the winds get crazy and blow it off the frame. It's happened twice. Is there something I can do to help? It's hard as shit to hang a door back on by myself. LOL.
Oh my God. So, Lauren, hey, way to go. This is a good question. One of my favorites we've gotten today. This is the first one. Okay, so a few things. Hey, I know you said this at the very end of your question about it's hard to hang doors by yourself. You should really look into a door jack. I think that would make your life a lot easier. A door jack is a little device you can get at Amazon for like $25.
Like a little. It's like a jack. For
Yeah,
your door.
it basically lifts it up and it can help you place where the hinges are.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'll never go back. Like it is. I think it's easier than doing it with a person.
Really?
Yes, because you know people have a different brain and they go one way, you go in another, and they go up, and you go down, and
You like to have full control.
yeah. Okay, Maggie, I get it. Okay, don't call me out in the first 3 minutes of the goddamn podcast, Maggie.
I'm helping people get to learn all about you.
They know. They've heard the podcast. They've listened to the after show, pre-show. They know, Maggie. They know. But all that being said, yeah. So storm doors. Okay, there are a bunch of different options here. If you are having problems with this, okay, and it's like ripping open, okay. I'm a little bit confused why it's blowing open.
Sounds like the latch isn't latching.
Like it sounds like the latch isn't catching into the strike plate,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think that is a huge problem there. But also, if you're having a problem with like it's blowing open, I wonder if some type of door closer device, you know what I mean, that would keep it closed unless you push it open and like drag it open. Would work. They also make chains that you can lock. You can make put a chain on the door and you can lock it on.
Yeah.
And that can help keep it tight too. But those would be the knee-jerk reactions that I have. Do you have any thought
Yeah,
process?
I mean, my first thought was to look at the latch and make sure that it's, connecting when you're shutting the door. As far as storm doors go, I know it's different than a doorknob latching. Usually it's like a bar that the little handle doohickey just kind of catches onto. So making sure that works. But yeah, I think, like you said, a hook or, and I'm even thinking if it's the wind, that maybe it's just not properly sealing.
It could also be, Maggie, that the storm door doesn't have a latch.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes storm doors don't. So like it could be something around those lines. But then I think you would want to get some type of sliding hook
Yeah.
that goes in the inside or the outside, whatever would float your boat and would keep it from flying open, right? Maybe multiple. That would be the suggestion that I would get. And bolt them, don't screw them. Have them go right through the door.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Make sure they're nice and secure. Same thing when you're putting it on the frame. The piece that like slides over the little hook that is into it, make sure that's bolted through if you can, or put like 2 or 3 inch screws in them.
Right.
That's going to go right into what we call the king stud, and that's going to really hold it firm in place if it's going to blow open. That would be what I would try. You know, every once in a while we get these kind of questions that are a little bit unique and they're a little bit different, and it's hard to know for sure without pictures. So if you have suggestions or tips and tricks, you can call us directly at
608-205-8768
and tell me how we did our job bad. Okay? I'm always open for it. Be nice, but I'm always open for it. You can text or call us at
608-205-8768.
and we will do our best to make sure we correct that. But I think that is the solution there. You know, there's a lot to that question too without knowing fully what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the right direction. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wouldn't be something that you could like latch when you leave the house, but I mean, you're not there, so you're probably not really worried. You know, it's not bothering you if the door's like swinging open when you're not there. But yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with storm doors, so I defer to you on that one.
Yeah, but you know, if you have a key in it though, you can latch it from the inside if it's in a strike plate.
Oh, sure.
Or if you have a deadbolt too. You know, like I think that's what part. I'm like confused. I said not have one because if it doesn't have one, that is a valid. Because you know, I would be confused why it wouldn't, but that could be the case.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I was thinking more of like a glass, like it's a glass door, right? I would assume it's a storm door.
Not always. I literally looked this up to make sure. And I am finding 4 different door options.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's the part. Like, I was thinking one thing, you were thinking another, and that's the thing that kind of like gets me. Is like it could be a lot of different kinds of storm doors.
Yeah, it could even just be like a screen door, like a door that's a screen. You know. Yeah,
but if it's blowing, so you think, okay, we'll back up for a second. Maggie, you think that when they're talking about it being blown open, that it's a screen sliding door?
Not a sliding door, but like a door that could have like glass and screen on it. That's what I think of when a storm door. Some of them, like you can slide down the glass and open up the screen, or just like all glass.
See, a lot of them don't have latches. So a lot of them, I mean, if we're just thinking like almost like a screen door.
Yeah.
Because maybe that's the 2 different ideas here. I think a storm door, I think like a barn heavy door.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what we called our door was a storm door.
Sure.
Right? It was a door that kept everything out and it was good for a storm. Right? And you're thinking like a screen door.
Yeah, a screen or a glass door. And they have
Huge
like latches,
difference.
but very small latches, like not like a doorknob.
See
latch.
that's what I thought when we started switching it that way.
They have the little like you push it in and the thing goes bloop and it's on a bar.
It's so interesting because language is it's so regional sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's also like how you brought up, and again, not great with terminology. I never have been. I know what I know with how I know it. Do you know what I mean? It makes almost no sense, but if you know,
your storm door sounds more like a tornado door.
Yeah, 100 fucking %. 100.
Yeah.
But a tornado's a fucking storm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
So I'm just saying.
It's just very, like you said, it's very different than
it was in our
what I would
cellar.
imagine.
We had this big ass, heavy ass door that was in the cellar, and that's where we went when we had a tornado drill.
Yeah.
You know. So, like, my brain goes to this big-ass heavy door they ain't latching.
Yeah.
Do you know? But if you're talking like a fucking screen door, essentially.
Yeah, like when you open your front door and then there's the extra smaller protective doors so that you can have sunlight and air.
Yeah. Then I would say a latch, though. I don't think we're necessarily wrong with a sliding mechanism of some kind. I think that is probably your best bet. You can do that from the outside. There's devices that you can do that in the inside that kind of that will maybe go on the inside of the frame, and then you can pin it down.
Yeah, they have ones like that.
It's almost like a hook that goes right down and hooks. That would be a good way to go. There's a lot of different options with that, but whatever you do, make sure you drill all the way through the door, because you're going to want to bolt it down and have it strong, and use locking nuts. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see some pictures of this.
So it's very rare that we are asked a question where we 100% we are wrong about at least one of the things we said, right? We are definitely wrong.
One of us is right, one of us is wrong.
but we're definitely wrong about something in this answer. It could be, there's no way we're not wrong about something. Are we right? I don't know. We could be wrong about all of it.
Lauren, send us some pictures and a follow-up, and we'll touch on it again.
Woo! That was a rough first one. Thank you, Ziggy, who picked these questions out. Jeez, Ziggy. Guess she doesn't want to get paid this month. I love you, Ziggy.
Okay, this is from Raina. Hello, Miss M. How can I get a sample of paint off the wall so I can color match it? Do I scrape or chisel?
Ooh, I prefer chisel. I honestly, either way, if you're, if you're me, I would literally cut a piece into the cardboard and then drywall. I would take joint compound and go back over the hole. That's what I would do.
Oh, so you just cut a piece of the drywall off?
Yeah, because you want it at least I would say the best ones are quarter size.
Sure.
The bigger area that you get, if you get an inch by inch, that's even better, because the bigger you get, the more variation in color you get from the paint sample.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the more accurate you get. If you get a little sliver, right? I think the smallest it can go is a dime, maybe
Sure.
a nickel. They can go pretty small now. They used to be able to, you had to come in there with a fucking door. It was much harder back when I first started maintenance. But now it's gotten a lot better. But still, that little sample is is not much.
Yeah.
So that would be my suggestion: is bring in what you can. Take a utility knife, cut it out. At least a quarter, $50 size if you can.
Yeah.
A little more if you could. And then you bring it in and just joint compound it and sand it down, and you're fucking good to go.
There you go.
That would be my question. I would also say, if you're trying to match and you don't want to go that route and you can't go that route, one of the best ways to get a whole bunch of sample cards that look like the color that you are trying to match, and then bring them home and put a white light underneath it and match it that way. Do it by the naked eye.
Sure.
If your eyes can't tell the difference too much, neither is the wall.
I always heard the saying that if somebody riding by on a horse can't tell that there's a mistake or something wrong, then you're good to go.
Why a horse? Why a horse?
I don't know, because a horse is, a certain speed. A car's too fast. A bike is maybe too slow. I don't know.
Huh.
It was like a saying that knitters say, that if there's a mistake in your knitting and somebody riding by on a horse couldn't see it, then you're good.
How fast is the horse running?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just a
because
saying.
if the horse is galloping, going 12 miles an hour, I don't know. You know what I mean? But if the horse is taking off and we're getting up into his 20s, I don't know. I don't know how fast horses go. I rode horses on a ranch, and I still don't fucking know how fast.
I worked with horses.
All I know is that horses went fast, and it hurt my butt, but it felt great.
Yeah, it's
Whoa,
basically
that's
just
a
to
weird
say.
sentence.
It's basically just to say that, like you said, if it looks good to the naked eye, you're good. It'll be fine.
Okay. Next question. I think we could be. I think right now we're hopefully 1-for-1 for sure, right?
Sure.
We might be 2-0. We might be doing batting 1,000. Or we could be batting a 0. It's literally, that's that kind of episode today. So I just want to clarify.
Makes it interesting.
The expectations you had going into the Handy Ma'am Hotline podcast, lower all that. Just bring it down. Help me to stay sane right now.
It's entertainment.
And the next three questions, don't expect fucking anything, okay? Just hang in there with me. Okay, Maggie, you ready?
This is from an anonymous submission. How do you make a deadbolt not hard to turn? I'm moving from a rental into a place, and the deadbolt is hard to turn with the key outside.
Oh my God, absolutely. So they make lock like lubricant that is designed for this purpose. Don't double D40 this shit.
Right.
Now, if your name is Jim Gator on the fucking TikTok and Instagram, Gator is a good friend of mine. You might have seen Gator. He's a wonderful guy. He's from Florida. He's always the guy who says, next, and he'll throw it behind his back.
Yeah, he's great.
He is one of the coolest guys. He's so sweet to me and always gives me compliments and stuff. But Gator is obsessed with WD-40. Obsessed with WD-40. And the problem I have with WD-40 is that WD-40 gums up. It's great for mechanics. It's great for those kind of things. When we're talking about keys,
right?
This is the problem I have. I've seen so many people do this, and then me, as a technician, got to come over and replace the whole fucking lock.
Yeah.
Because WD-40 will get inside and slowly, jam up the gears. It will get inside, and if you use a lot of it, especially, and it gets colder, it will kind of make it a gelatinous goo. Not a whole lot, but enough. And if you do that once or twice or three times, then it it gets in there, and you'll have a whole gear that is just covered in the shit.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "What is that?" That's WD-40. So that's why I say no to that. You want silicone spray. You want stuff that's going to be soft, light, and fluffy, basically. And that's going to be nice on the gears, and I'm going to make them, basically WD-40 is junk food, and we want to give the gears an energy drink. Okay? Wait, no,
That's
we want
not any better.
No, fuck you. Okay,
some matcha tea.
Maybe, yeah, some matcha tea. Maybe my diet isn't great to base this off of. No, but you're basically giving it healthy food, opposed to junk food. So that's what I would say. That does do a really good job. Now, another factor of this, maybe that door ain't sinking in all the way. You you talk about how hard it is to turn. I wonder if before you turn it, you turn it all the way, and to make sure you lock it, and then push it in and see if it goes in easier. And if it does, you got a door that's a little bit loosey-goosey, manusi.
Oh, push the door?
Yes. You might have some issues that you might want to look into there. That's around the frame. The hinges could be a little bit loose. There's a lot. You could have some flexing, some, warping happening. Those kind of things can happen, especially for an exterior door.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I know I nailed this one.
Nailed it.
I know.
Wait, okay. I have a
nailed
question, too, because there was something.
Maggie,
I feel like
I nailed it. Let's just keep going. Maggie, I'm possibly 1 for 3 right now. Maggie, do not make this worse for me.
It's something that you taught me in the book, actually, that there that's really good for locks and keys and stuff, like a sand or a gritty.
Oh, graphite.
Graphite.
Yes.
There we go.
Graphite powder.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a really good. Maggie, I thought I answered
Plug
this
in the
fucking,
book, too.
I know you're plugging the book. Safe and Sound, a renter's friendly guide to home repair. Coming out August 22nd. But anyways, Maggie, graphite powder.
Yes.
It does a really good job. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. It's pretty easy to use, straightforward, a little messy-wessy, but not bad. I think in this instance, you're going to have better luck with the silicone spray.
Okay.
I think you would. Yeah, because it's an exterior door. I want to say that. I'm going to go with the silicone spray.
Okay.
I know I'm 1 for 3, Maggie, so don't fucking take this away from me.
I was curious.
Okay. Let's go. Number 4.
This question is from Isabella. Hey, Mercury, let me start off by saying I absolutely adore you. So I live in a house that's split in 2. I live downstairs. I have cracking in the ceiling. How can I fix this? Note, I've lived here for 4 years and have maybe seen the landlord 3 to 4 times. They won't come fix anything, so I've been fixing it. Also, we have a colony of bats that live in the upstairs neighbor's attic. Landlord doesn't want to get an exterminator. So what's my best bet? Upstairs neighbor and I talk, and we're not sure what to do.
Wow. Okay. It started off real good with cracks in the ceiling. And I was like, yeah, I got this. So easy. Another home run, 2 for 4. We're batting 500. That is a reasonable. And then you had to throw bats in here? What the fuck? You don't get a 2 for 1 deal. That's not fair.
I couldn't stifle my laugh when I read the bats.
What? So wait, there's bats in the not their ceiling, but in the attic above the neighbor.
Yeah, so it's a 2-story. They have cracks in their ceiling that is, the floor to the upstairs.
Yes.
And then the upstairs has bats in the attic. I don't think they actually asked a question about the bats in the attic.
They don't get a fucking answer then. I mean, what do you do with the bats? I don't know. Maybe okay, I got an idea. You're going to theme your Halloween. You're going to theme your Halloween, and you're all going to be vampires. And then the bats can add they'll add like an ambiance.
Okay, so do you want to hear my answer?
What's your answer?
Call the wildlife sanctuary or people or animal control because bats can have rabies.
You're right. No, in all seriousness, you are very right.
And make them take care of it, and then they will write up your landlord probably and give them a ticket if they don't fix it in a certain amount of time.
But you got to make sure you email your landlord and you got to give them the opportunity
you gotta have
to
it
do
in writing.
Yeah, you got to give your landlord the opportunity though to do it, right? And if they don't do it, I would say, I hate saying this. I don't know the state that you're in, so I can't give you legal advice or anything. I would say hypothetically though, you're going to have a law somewhere in the books in your state that's going to say, if it's not an emergency, reasonable amount of time. And typically that's within, I hate it, 30 days. Mm-hmm. Now with a bat, I'm going to say it's probably sooner, right?
I would call.
Within 5 days probably?
I would call whatever wildlife or animal control and get their advice. Because they would know better the laws surrounding bats. Just because they can carry disease. They're super cute. And I love them, but they can carry disease.
That is just batshit. I've been waiting. Meg, I've been waiting the entire time. But all that being said, that is a great answer. I cannot believe I didn't think about that. But you know what, Maggie?
So you asked me for.
Yeah. God damn it. I'm fucking like 2 for 4. Okay. Here's my next part. The drywall ceiling. I know I got this.
You are the expert.
I know I got this. Joint compound. Okay? I say it all the time. If you got cracks, you probably don't have any like holes or anything to really fill in, but the joint compound is going to cover that up for you and do a pretty good job not cracking again. It doesn't mean it's not going to crack elsewhere and that it's not cracking underneath. It still is probably. Now, if you are having more issues, like if it's cracking pretty badly, this is a landlord issue again, right? You want to make sure there's no structural damage. Now, typically it's not. Hairline fractures are pretty normal, especially if there's 2 joints, like in the corner of a door, right? Right above the corner of a door where the jamb goes into the wood, there'll be a crack that kind of forms right there. Very, very common. In ceilings, same thing. The thing you want to watch out for, the red herring in this, is if you look up in the ceiling and there's a straight line forming. If your crack is a straight line, an often smooth straight line, that is drywall that is coming down from the ceiling.
That looks like our ceiling.
Wait, at your home?
Yeah, you remember? I think you've seen it before.
Do you have a straight crack in your ceiling?
Because it was a flip, and they did a really shitty job of the drywall on the ceiling,
Maggie,
where they had taken the walls down.
Really?
And we just haven't had a chance.
How
to fix
big
it.
is the crack, though?
Oh, like a foot.
Maggie. Yeah, that's a concern.
You want to come fix it?
Well, all you got to do. No, you've told me before in the podcast that you make your husband do shit. Make Nick put 2 pieces, two screws in the drywall into the stuff.
I mean, he knows what to do. We know what to do. It's just,
Yeah.
We're old and parents.
Maybe it's not.
I'm disabled.
I can't see. Yeah, I can't. I just said yes to that. I said yes to that. I'm so sorry, Maggie. But you are. But all of that being said, I mean, Yeah, I will seeing that specific situation in your home. I think there's similarity though.
Yeah.
Is that like if that's happening in this scenario, I would be concerned.
Yeah.
If it's a jaggedy one and it's kind of going diagonal, it's not really a concern. If it's going a little bit straight but a little bit crooked here and there, it's not really a concern. If it's going smooth and straight,
Yeah.
and you can kind of see it dripping a little bit in one area, that drywall's going. Boy, the worst thing they could do is put up with nails. I saw that recently, man, like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, someone put up drywall with nails.
Oh, on the ceiling?
Yeah.
Well, that's even worse.
That is wild. Isn't that a wild thing? That happened in an apartment building in Tennessee, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. It went viral on the
that's
internet.
just going to fall right down.
Yeah. And it was like the whole one section went, and so all the other sections went.
Oh,
yeah. So if that's not what's happening here, though, I don't think that didn't seem like a huge concern.
Right.
So I don't think that's the case. So joint compound, you take a joint knife, you add some joint compound to it, mix it with the water, get it nice, make it like a pancake batter, and then you put it in a tray, and you're good to go.
Did you use any tape with that?
You don't need to.
Cool.
I mean, with that specifically, all you're doing, just make sure you get enough of the mud between the cracks.
Right.
And let joint compound is more flexible and can move with the building and with the age as the building settles. Where like hot mud that dries in 5 minutes or sets in 5 minutes rather, or 45-minute mud or 90-minute mud. All these are mud that in order to make it get harder faster, it gets more brittle in the long run. Like it's so firm it can't bend. You know, like a bamboo stick is so flexible, it can, so strong it can flex. That's what joint compound essentially is. It has more of that effect to it. So that would do it. Okay, I know I got that one right.
You did.
But I'm not positive I got the whole bat part wrong. So,
hey, we're a team. I think we did
We're
it together.
We're a team. Thank you for saving my butt, Maggie. I appreciate you. Okay.
That's what I'm here for.
This is the fifth one, right? This is the last one?
Last one.
Okay, I'm going to put all my eggs in a basket, and we're going to nail this out of the water. If we nail this out of the park, Maggie, you can effectively forget about all the mistakes earlier in the podcast. Okay.
Okay. We have a picture here, so I'll read it and then send it to you.
Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Becky, and I've been following you forever. I love your videos and your whole mission and vibe. I have a question I can't seem to find an answer to no matter how I Google it. LOL. I am a renter, and my home office is wall-to-wall wood paneling. Not the cute kind, but the 70s yellow, orange, fake wood kind. And while my landlord has allowed me to do whatever I want with most of the house, he wants us to leave the paneling alone.
Shit.
I have since hung pictures
I'm getting nervous.
and such on the wall.
Oh, no.
I am now fully remote at my job, and I'm trying to make my office a calming and productive space. I'm currently vibing with this aesthetic, but I'd really like to fill and patch the holes left where I hung pictures. I don't know how to fix this so it blends well enough. It's not going to stand out and annoy me. Lol. I have attached a photo of what the paneling looks like. Any help would be so appreciated.
Becky! Becky! What are you doing to me?
The landlord told me not to touch it, so I did.
Okay. Becky, look, okay, hold on. Becky, I love you. Thank you for that great question. You jackass. I'm going to home stretch. Okay, so anytime we're dealing with wood grain, this is wood grain. This is fake wood grain. That makes the goddamn thing harder to blend. And that's the nightmare. This looks like old American century grain.
Yeah.
That looks like that very classic.
It's like vinyl wood. It's not real wood.
Yes, exactly. Right, but you could still you could still use wood putty on this though.
Yeah.
You could still use wood filler. I'm trying to see if there's any holes in that I'm seeing in this picture. I don't see any holes in this picture, right? Are there any?
I think they're really tiny, like
they're so
they're
tiny.
Like little pinholes.
Oh my god! Okay, Becky. No, I'll take it back. You're awesome because these are really easy.
Yeah,
these are simple.
Tiny holes.
Yeah, because you can use wood filler and go in and you won't even see that. You can even use a wood filler that has a little bit of a pencil on the end of it. Like you'll get ones that have you can get a wood filler pencil, right? Or you can get some type of wood filler that has like a putty knife and push it in there. Maybe do one or two layers to fill it up. It takes a little bit to dry, like 15 minutes. Sand it down. And then you can kind of like take the wood grain pencil and kind of like scribble on it.
Yeah.
And that will like help blend it in. Honestly,
Those
this
are
is
so tiny.
Yeah, this is very tiny. I love that you want to do this. I think that will look really nice when you're done. I actually think that's going to blend really well. But that stand, that like style of grain and that light texture, I think is old American century. That is what it's called, I believe. And you can find, that's a very common color for wood. Okay. Now, you may want to get a couple different options when you go to the store and get different options of a staining pen, or, they're called staining pens. That's what they are. Okay. Don't fuck this up, Mercury. Don't fuck this up.
You got this.
They're called staining pens. Okay. And you can use them right after you're done. Make sure you get the wood putty that is stain, like you can paint on it or stain it. Okay. Got really close to fucking that one up, Maggie. Okay. I think that's it. I think that is my answer. Wood putty.
Great.
And then let it dry. And then sand the edges down. And then add a staining pen. And then
make it look pretty.
Walk away. Just walk a fucking way. And you should be okay.
Don't put any more holes in the wall.
Okay. I think we did it.
Did it.
Now, did Mercury bat 1,000? No, not today. Not today. Did she bat?
Well, I think we should say that you have had a very, very full work day today.
Well, thank you.
So, and we're at the end of a very long day. She made a lot of really big decisions
way
today
to talk me
as
up.
a business owner and CEO.
Maggie, stop.
Just to give everybody a little perspective.
But in all fairness, these were all over the park today.
Yeah.
No idea what direction we're going to go in. But I want you to know, you got to be nice to me if you're listening to this, because I'm moving right now.
Yeah.
As you're listening to this, I am moving into my new apartment.
Yay.
We recorded this early so I can move from my old apartment to my new one. And my cats are fucking screaming. I can guarantee it. And they hate it. So I'm stressed out, and you're stressed out listening to me just throw mud at a wall and hope something sticks. Okay?
Send all the love.
But all that being said, if you have any corrections or omissions that you want to add, like if you think I messed anything up, or if Maggie, more importantly, if Maggie messed anything up, you can call us or text us at this number.
You want my help now?
Okay, hold on. We have a bit here that every time that I'm going to say the number, I point to Maggie and Maggie says it because I always forget the number. But because I pissed Maggie up moments before, she looked at me like she was like grumpy Smurf, and was like, "No, not gonna help you now." So that's what just happened.
So the number is 608-205-8768. And that number is 608-205-8768.
Okay, Maggie, I love you so much. Thank you for being a great co-host. All right, everybody. I want to say thank you to Maggie Conrad. Thank you to Matthew Allen Haig. Thank you to Ziggy for picking out all the questions today. And thank you to all of you for listening to the show. Make sure you get your copy right now of Safe and Sound, a renter's friendly guide to home repair, coming out on August 22nd. And the book tour dates will be coming out soon.
Real soon.
To the 50-plus cities that we are going to this fall for the book tour for that book. So, as always, remember, you're worth the time it takes to learn a new skill. Bye-bye. The theme song was created by Rhodey Walker. Questions were picked up by our production assistant, Ziggy. A big thank you to our executive producer, Basil. And this podcast was recorded and edited by Matthew Allen Haig. Thank you for listening. See you next time. If you enjoyed this episode of the Handy Ma'am Hotline, you can listen to an even longer version by supporting us on Patreon. If you support us on Patreon, $10 or more, you'll be able to get an extra long 30 to 45-minute section every single week. Isn't that amazing? More of me and Maggie. Wow! So thank you so much for all those who already support us, and you too can support us and listen to more on our Patreon. Thank you. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed this episode, please help us keep the pirate ship alive by supporting our sponsors, the wonderful iFixit. They fight for your right to repair and makes really cool tools in the process. If you need to fix your phone, laptop, or even a vacuum, iFixit has thousands of parts, tools, and free guides to make your life a little bit easier.
So grab your hammer and nails and too.